Arsenal fans, it's, as a kid say, it's peak. 2 games after the project restart begun, 2 defeats, 2 poor performances overall, weak mentality against Brighton today. Hugely weak mentality. You take the lead, you're up against relegation-stricken Brighton, and you can't get yourselves over the line. I understand the disappointment of losing Leno, one of the best goalkeepers in the league. It's going to disrupt any team. But you have to be big enough, strong enough, and ugly enough to get yourselves through it. But I think the biggest issue here for Arsenal fans is expectations. I understand that people, they want to win titles again. They want to be Premier League champions again. But in my opinion, those days are finished. You know, at the end of The Lord of the Rings, when you see all the elves getting on the boat, and you see like Frodo getting on the boat, and it's like it's the age of man now. Like, that's Arsenal drifting away on that boat. Arsenal's age of being a dominant club at the top is over. Part of that is what Man City and Chelsea have done to the game. Premier League money has enabled the Tottenhams of this world to elevate. Man United and Liverpool being at the peak of their powers again. Man United just have superior funds. And then you've got the Wolves, the Newcastles to come, the Leicesters, run by billionaires who run the club properly, that care about what's happening on the field of play more than any other element of the football club. And Arsenal, unfortunately, have been left behind. And I think the expectation that Arsenal fans have is what creates a hell of a lot of the anger within them. Arsenal Football Club are now a mid-table team. Arsenal Football Club, in my view, are 10 plus years away from winning a title again. And not because they can't get better, but there are too many teams in front of them that they physically are not going to have the ability to leapfrog. The expectations from fans has to drop. The club need to stop going out there and trying to, I need to sign this big name here, this big name there. It's about signing players of good quality at your level. Go to your Watfords. Go to your Leeds Uniteds. Go across the Premier League. You can go across Europe as well, but buy players that you know can play the British game and that can do well for you in those in the mid-table battle that you're in. And then from that point, when you build that foundation, then you start to grow. Then maybe when you build a young, vibrant squad that can beat some of the top 6. The last time you won a game away from home against a top 6 side, LVG was the Man United manager. It was years and years ago. Haaland, who is now one of the best strikers in the world, was a 14-year-old boy. The expectations of the fans is skewed. You're no longer a big club on the field. You're a massive fan base, beautiful stadium, fantastic tapestry and history to you. But you're no longer a big club. Lower your expectations. Secondly, the club has got to build a foundation. The Thomas Partys, the Aubameyang, the Lacazette, the Pepe signings, they're no good for you. They're no good for you. They're basically trying to polish a turd with those signings, and it isn't going to improve you. The Corres of this world, Tyrone Mings of this world, Lewis Dunks of this world. Good quality players. Build a base, build a foundation, and grow from there again. Because right now you're trying to put a roof on a house with no walls, with no foundation. It isn't going to work. It's absolutely impossible. And the second thing I want to say is this. Stop focusing on needless elements of the game. The push on Leno was horrible. It's a sneaky little push, and it led to a terrible injury. But that isn't the reason you lost. Stop deflecting. Stop trying to make that the big focus point, and look at the fact that Arteta is a novice manager with no experience. In my opinion, should not have been picked over Ancelotti. He could come good, though. But he's got loads to learn, and he's going to make mistakes, especially in-game management. Novice managers from the high... It doesn't matter if you play 10 years in the Championship, 10 years in a small nation in Europe. Novice managers at the elite level will always have inferior in-game management to a lot of their counterparts. It's going to happen. The squad needs an overhaul of about 90%. That needs to start happening soon. Otherwise, you will lose the talents like your Martinellis and Sakas that are brilliant. And if these things don't happen, and if you as fans don't learn that this is a 5 to 10 year project to potentially get you back to the top, It's never going to work because you're going to make and put pressure on that board that's going to crumble every rebuild that happens. Fans play a huge, huge, huge part in this every single day of the week. So stop being as weak as your players on the field. Stop deflecting onto needless points about Leno's injury or the referee screwed us today. VAR ruins football. No. Arsenal's problems are man-made by Arsenal from the middle out. Terrible transfer dealings, holding on to Wenger for too long, turning your back on Unai Emery's plan halfway through, employing a novice manager in Arteta over experienced players, chasing superstars that will not improve your team because the foundations are rotten. That shouldn't be how any major club, any big club is run. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week. And until you improve that, and show the humility that's needed, understand that you are a mid-table team at best at this point. And don't take that as an insult. It's a fact. Until you learn that, the whole club, and by the way, you fans, you are the club. You are the club. Until you lower those expectations in the short term to build for the long term, it's never going to improve. Never. Not today, not next week, not next month. You might get a good result. Oh, we beat Man United this year. Great. Is that your season? Is that how far Arsenal have fallen? Oh, we're only 2 points behind Tottenham. What? That isn't the Arsenal that I grew up to respect as a Manchester United fan. That weren't your level. You were disappointed if you missed out on the league title by a point. And it all started with the fans celebrating the top 4 trophy. The invisible top 4 trophy was where it all begun. You allowed the expectations to be dropped. You allowed those expectations to drop so far that it's been impossible for the club to pick it back up again. The club is a reflection of you and you a reflection of your club. You're in this together. Back your club. Don't jump on Banter FC, slagging off every player every 5 minutes. Whatever this new rebuild is, get behind it. 100%. Ignore the banter from Tottenham and Man United fans. Ignore it. Stop screaming for managers' heads to be sacked when you don't like them. Get behind the club's rebuild. Demand that things are done properly. And when you see they're not being done properly, boycott. It's the only way you make not blood hungry, that's the wrong word, money hungry leeches of owners care. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Make sure you hit that like and share button. It's massively important to us here at the Football Terrace that you do that. See you all again soon. Bye-bye.